The moon was glowing brightly in the quiet little town where Tia lived. Tia, a curious girl with sparkling eyes and an endless imagination, loved bedtime more than anything, not because she liked sleeping, but because bedtime meant storytime with her best friend, a fluffy white rabbit named Tofu. Tofu wasn't an ordinary rabbit. He could talk. Only Tia knew his secret, and every night they would sit by the window, gazing at the stars, while Tia whispered, "Tofu, tell me a story tonight." But on this night, something felt different. Tia had a notebook open on her lap. "Tofu," she said excitedly, "I want us to make the top 10 fables for kids. The best stories ever told, all in one magical adventure." Tofu's ears twitched. "Top 10, that's a lot, Tia. Are you sure we can handle that in one night?" Tia grinned. "Of course. We'll travel into each story, meet the characters, and bring them back to life. By morning, we'll have the most amazing bedtime adventure ever." And so, under the blanket of stars, Tia and Tofu held hands. With a gentle shimmer of moonlight, they were whisked away into the world of fables. 1. The Lion and the Mouse. They landed in the middle of a quiet forest. Suddenly, a mighty roar shook the trees. A lion stepped forward, his golden mane shining like the sun. A tiny mouse squeaked nearby, trembling. "Please don't eat me," the mouse cried. The lion chuckled. "You, so small and weak, what could you ever do for me?" Tia stepped forward. "Even the smallest friend can make the biggest difference." The lion tilted his head, amused, and let the mouse go. Days later, hunters trapped the lion in a net. The mouse scurried forward, chewing through the ropes until the lion was free. The lion lowered his head, ashamed. "I was wrong, even the smallest can be mighty." Tofu whispered, "That's one story down, Tia." Tia nodded. 9 more to go. 2. The Tortoise and the Hare. In the next flash, they appeared on a racetrack. A hare stretched his long legs proudly while a tortoise slowly adjusted his shell. "You'll never beat me," the hare mocked. "Maybe not," the tortoise said calmly. "But I'll keep going." The race began. The hare bolted ahead, then stopped to nap under a tree. The tortoise kept moving, step by step, steady and determined. By the time the hare woke up, the tortoise was crossing the finish line. The crowd cheered. The hare's ears drooped in shame. Tia whispered, "Sometimes patience wins when speed fails." The tortoise raised his head proudly, smiling at her words. 3. The Ant and the Grasshopper. A field of green appeared before them. Ants carried grains of wheat into their tiny homes, while a grasshopper played his fiddle happily in the sun. "Why work so hard?" the grasshopper laughed. "Come play." But the ants ignored him, storing food for the winter. When snow fell, the grasshopper shivered outside, hungry and alone. The ants opened their door. "Come in. You're welcome to share with us." The grasshopper's eyes filled with tears. "You saved me, after I laughed at you." Tia smiled softly. Kindness is sweeter when it's unexpected. 4. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. The next scene was a wide meadow where a shepherd boy leaned against a tree, yawning. "Wolf, wolf," he shouted suddenly. The villagers rushed with sticks and stones, but found no wolf. The boy laughed. "Fools." Again, he cried wolf, and again the villagers came running. But when a real wolf appeared, its eyes gleaming in the dark, the boy screamed. This time, no one came. Tia's heart tightened. He learned too late that trust, once broken, is hard to repair. The wolf crept closer, but Tofu stomped his little feet, and the scene melted away. 5. The Fox and the Grapes. They entered a vineyard where juicy purple grapes hung high on the vines. A fox jumped and leapt, but no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't reach them. Finally, he sneered, "Those grapes are probably sour anyway." Tofu tilted his head. "Why pretend you don't care when you really do?" Tia whispered, "Sometimes we hide our disappointment by pretending we don't want the things we can't have." The fox's eyes softened as he turned away, and the vineyard faded. 6. The Crow and the Pitcher. The sun scorched the land as a thirsty crow fluttered to a nearly empty pitcher of water. He peered inside, his beak barely touching the surface. "What will I do?" he croaked. Tia leaned closer. "Think, little crow. There must be a way." The crow picked up pebbles and dropped them one by one into the pitcher until the water rose high enough to drink. He cawed joyfully. Tofu's eyes sparkled. "Brains over brawn, Tia." That's 6. 7. The Dog and His Reflection. Next, they found themselves beside a river. A dog carried a juicy bone in his mouth, but when he saw his reflection in the water, he growled. That dog has a bigger bone. He snapped at the reflection, dropping his own bone into the river. It sank out of sight. The dog whimpered. Tia placed a hand on his head. Sometimes greed makes us lose what we already have. The dog licked her hand, grateful for her kindness. 8. The Golden Goose. The scenery shifted to a humble farmer's cottage. Inside, a goose laid golden eggs each morning. Imagine what I could do if I had all the gold at once, the farmer whispered greedily. He grabbed a knife, but when he cut the goose open, there was nothing inside. The golden eggs were gone forever. Tofu sighed. He had everything he needed, and still lost it all. Tia's eyes filled with sadness. Sometimes impatience destroys the blessings we already have. 9. The bundle of sticks. A father sat with his quarreling sons. He handed them a bundle of sticks tied together. Break this, he commanded. They strained, but the sticks would not snap. Then he untied the bundle and gave each son a single stick. One by one, the sticks broke easily. Together, you are strong, the father said. Apart, you are weak. Tia and Tofu exchanged a look. Unity makes us unbreakable, Tia whispered. 10. The town mouse and the country mouse. Finally, they arrived in a cozy country home where a country mouse nibbled on bread and berries. His cousin, the town mouse, strutted in. Come with me to the city, the town mouse urged. In the city, they found cheese, cakes, and banquets. But suddenly, a cat appeared, chasing them under the table. The country mouse gasped. I'd rather have simple food in peace than rich meals in fear. The town mouse nodded, realizing the truth. The journey's end. The stars swirled, and suddenly Tia and Tofu were back in her room, the notebook still on her lap. Tofu yawned. We did it, Tia. 10 stories in one night. Tia scribbled furiously, writing each fable into her notebook. These aren't just stories, Tofu. They're pieces of wisdom. We'll keep them alive, so children everywhere can hear them and remember. Tofu curled beside her, his fluffy body warm against her arm. Do you think kids will like them? Tia looked out at the moon. Not just like them, Tofu. They'll feel them, just like we did tonight. And with that, Tia closed her eyes, drifting into dreams filled with lions and mice, tortoises and hares, ants and grasshoppers, and all the magical fables that had come to life under the stars.